Hi, my name is Damon Duncan and I'm a bankruptcy attorney with Duncan Law. Welcome to our Chapter 13 timeline page. Now, if you read the information below, it's going to give you pretty good detailed information about what a general timeline for a Chapter 13 bankruptcy is. Now, a large part, some of the things within this timeline are going to depend upon whether you're filing in the Charlotte office or the Greensboro office, but I'm going to give you kind of a generic, general timeline for a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. What you're going to be looking at from the time that you file the bankruptcy, so the day that you file. In Greensboro, you're going to be looking about 2 weeks later, you have what's called a phone interview, where you'll speak with someone from the trustee's office. The trustee is the attorney for all the creditors, the people you owe money to. You'll speak, after 2 weeks after filing, you'll speak with somebody from the trustee's office, and they'll go over your paperwork with you, see if they have any questions. If any major issues arise, which usually they don't, almost never they do, they would contact us and let us know. But if all things are going well, which they typically do, then what's going to happen is after that 2-week phone interview, about 2 weeks later, again, a month from when you filed, you'll have what's called the creditors meeting. Now in Charlotte, you file the bankruptcy and a month later you'll have the creditors meeting. You don't go through that phone interview process. But you'll go to the creditors meeting, which is also called a 341 meeting because it's under section 341 of the bankruptcy code. You'll go to that meeting, the trustee, again the person that represents your creditors, will ask you some questions. They're going to look over your paperwork, make sure that everything in there is truthful, and see if they have any questions. They're going to ask you probably a handful of questions, nothing to be overly concerned about. We would make sure that we would talk to you ahead of time, make sure you understand what type of questions are generally asked. So you go to that creditors meeting, you get done with the creditors meeting. It won't take you long to get done with that. After the creditors meeting, you will continue to make those Chapter 13 monthly payments. Before the creditors meeting, you should have already made one payment. After the creditors meeting, they're going to confirm what your planned payment is. You will continue to make that planned payment for the next anywhere between typically 36 to 60 months or 3 to 5 years. You make that payment every single month. Jump ahead 60 months, let's just say for argument's sake, 60 months from now. So it's the end of your Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You make your last payment. At that point in time, what will happen is your bankruptcy will be discharged, meaning all the other debt that you have will be wiped out. Then you'll get what's called a final decree shortly thereafter. That final decree is a stamp on your case that says case closed. More or less, that's basically what it is. Is it saying that your case is now closed and your bankruptcy is over? So, a Chapter 13 bankruptcy is longer than a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, but that's because you're having to make monthly payments for a set duration, a period of time. At the end of that duration, whatever it may be, you'll get a discharge and then a final decree and your bankruptcy will be over. So again, typically you're looking at 3 to 5 years for a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Could be less if you're paying back the entire amount that you owe, but again, generally 3 to 5 years from the time that you file. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to email us or give us a call. We'd be more than happy to discuss your situation with you, and we look forward to working with you. Again, my name is Damon Duncan, and I'm a bankruptcy attorney with Duncan Law.